Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is Quark, a Minecraft mod by Vazkii. In today's module, it'll be rather brief. Today we're going to be covering Vanity. As per usual, you just go to your game menu, press Q, and you can see the Vanity tab here. There's not a lot in there, but it actually can be a nice improvement, as most things are in Quark. So to start with, I've got a puddle of water. I'm going to grab myself a boat and a couple of banners that I have some different designs on. By placing this boat in here, of course it is in place, and I'm in creative, so therefore stuff stays in my inventory as I spawn it, as usual. But if you have a boat in the world and you take a banner, whether it be decorated or plain, you can now right-click to create your own little masted dinghy. And if in survival, you can therefore just break it and get both the items back. And that is the addition of boat sails. On from that, we have a Diable Elytra. Diable Elytra allows you to basically change its color, and not just like I have with the special Quark runes, but regular colors, as if it is a leather item. So if I take an Elytra plus a dragon scale, as I've shown before, I can make one of these cloned ones as well. I'm doing this for reasons here so you can see I can dye a regular Elytra. I can also switch it out with the cloned one, and it's just fine, and you won't be able to tell the difference between the two. And as well, if you dye them, you can then re-dye them, and they will take on the new color. It's only the 16 dyeable colors. There are no shades in between or anything like that. Speaking of dyeing things, you can now dye item names. I have a whole slew of items here. If I grab each of these, you'll see that I can now do a little something extra. Let's start with name tags. Obviously, you can change the name on here as you want, and you usually get your change in, the name itself, as you can see. Now, if I want, I can put something else in here, let's say a piece of lapis, and it will actually change the name color. So by taking that out, the word change has changed to blue in this case. And not only this, as you can see, the enchantment cost has gone up. So if I use this with an axe, you can now see the enchantment cost is 3, and it is also blue. Which, not to worry, once I put it back in, you can always change it to other colors if you want, pink, your black, pink, whatever. You've got your standard colors to work with, as well as other items if you so desire. As you can see here, it then changes the shield to be, the shield stays the same, but the colors on it are actually different. So you can see that there's blue and there's pink on both of these items. Works with armor, shields, anything that you can basically rename. You can therefore just change the color of the text. This next section adds in emotes in Quark, which a lot of people may or may not know about. Just by pressing the T key in order to allow you to enter chat, you get access to this different emote panel. Now, if you don't want all these things popping up, you can just click on the word emotes, and it goes away. Click it again, and it can come back. Now, if you check out Vazkii's website, there's a link there that where Vazkii has actually made a separate video that allows you to make your own emotes. Vazkii shows you how to do that. It's really cool. I highly recommend you check that out if you have any interest in doing a little bit of programming for a greater outcome. Now, if you want, we've got your different emotes here. You've got wave, you've got yes, no, clapping, cheering. And if you click things before they're done, there's a salute. In this case, we do a shrug. If I click point before it's done, nothing happens. So you have to wait for each one to finish in that case. And yes, there are little images above your head and so on, so others can actually see what's going on. Sometimes it's just a little bit too much for them to comprehend, and therefore you just must have a good cry. But yeah, it's really good for those that want to add a little bit of role play to it, or just kind of add a little bit of fun to your Quark experience. So this next one is where you actually can save a lot of materials for something that's relatively just aesthetic, and that's fireworks. For instance, if I take these 3 ingredients here, and actually I'll take a little bit of this as well, you can use them to make a firework star, like a skull, a gunpowder, rose red. There we go. Firework star, creeper shaped red. So I have a couple of these now. Yes, very simple. And then you can use these to make further fireworks. Let me grab all of the gunpowder here, some of the pages, and you'll see that we've got a few different kinds of fireworks, plus some standard ones. Now if I click here, in order to make a regular firework in Minecraft, you just need a piece of paper and a piece of gunpowder, and you make 3 fireworks with a duration of 1. It's the duration that makes a difference here, because if you have different durations, in this case I have duration 1, duration 3, it will not necessarily work in the way that you want it to. So in order to get different durations, you add different amounts of gunpowder. Yes, I know I'm kind of showing people vanilla ways of doing things, but this is not usually known in, or at least not readily known, because people don't have access to it in just enough items. But that aside, there we go, flight duration 3 for this. Therefore, let's see, I've got some flight duration 1, flight duration 3. I could feasibly stack those, but I'm out of them, so I'm just going to get rid of it. But we've got our flight duration 1, which only took 1 of the gunpowder. Now, if I take this with a bit of gunpowder and one of these, I can therefore make the creeper shaped, etc. with duration 1, or add more for it to be duration 2 or 3 as I so desire. So let's grab those. All right, I now have some flight duration 2, red. I have flight duration 3, red, and flight duration 1, red. So it's 1, 2, 3. They're basically the same firework, but they've got different durations. I'm doing this just to demonstrate the difference for what some of this is going to be. I also have 6 just blank ones. Now if I take some here, now if you look, the blank ones are all duration 1. So if I take these plus a duration 3, nothing happens. And if I take, I only need one of them actually. Let's put that up there. And if I take one with flight duration 3, oh look, you can change them one at a time into the new type. There you go. Look at that. Pretty darn cool. And then you still have your other 3 in place. So that's really neat. It just allows you to, whoop, there we go. I can now stack them. It's really cool. But once again, if I take the duration 2, it's not gonna stack with these blank ones here. And the 2 or 3, it's just not gonna work. You have to have the same duration for it to be able to do it. And then you can, of course, make several more, stack them all together, and get a whole bunch of them, therefore saving you a ton of materials for these generally aesthetic items. There you go. And this next one is simple and often requested for most of Minecraft in my experience, and that is stair chairs. Stair chairs, you just walk up to one of them with an empty hand, and you right-click, and therefore you are kind of sitting in it like you are using it as a chair. That's it. Any of the stair types, you just press shift to dismount like you're on a horse, and that's it. I mean, it's really cool, a nice immersive option. I mean, here we go, I'll just click over here, get back up, I can click over here, get on this one. So yeah, it's just really cool. Simple option, something that I think should have been added into Minecraft quite some time ago. But that's enough about that. Let's get over here and into the last bit here of this. I'm going to need my sweeping sword with, yes, I've got it red as you saw before, and a whole lot of witches. Now it might get a little bit well, loud with witches, but there's a reason I'm doing this, is so that I can better demonstrate what the drop rate is on this. It's very low. There we go, there's a lot of witches, right? So I'm introducing to you a new item drop that witches will obviously give you. There we go, we'll just kind of finish the last of these ones off as they finish drinking their healing potions there. And you can see that there's tons of drops in there, but there are these little hats, witch hats. This is the new drop. It's a very rare % chance. It's like that of a wither skull. I've, of course, got a sweeping sword with sharpness 6, looting 4, and sweeping edge 4. So that gives you an idea. I got 3 at killing that many witches. But you can put it on, you can wear it. It's really cool. It gives 1 armor. It acts like kind of a leather hat as far as that goes. But it's also got a high enchantability and a built-in 50% resistance to potions of harming from witches. So yeah, that's just pretty darn cool. So that pretty much finishes things up here for Vanity. And I think that's where I'm going to end things here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to spread the mischief to others if you enjoy this kind of content too, or if you think that they might. And if you want to support the mischief, please feel free to check out the links in the description below. Until next time, folks, I'll see ya.